My name's Mackenzie and I've suffered from endometriosis for 8 years. So I started my period around 13 and I was in middle school, and it progressively got worse all throughout high school. There were many times throughout college that I would have exams or finals and had to sit through them while having this debilitating pain. A big thing I struggled with was my nausea. I had nausea almost every single day. Every morning I would wake up and I would throw up. I would throw up so bad, my pelvic floor muscle became so loose. If I was at school and I was throwing up in the bathroom, I would pee myself and there was nothing I could do at that time. I've had a lot of conflicts with my jobs. There was a lot of times I'd have to call out. I would get my period early in the morning and I couldn't even get off the floor due to the severity of my endometriosis. And it really started to affect me. I would have cramps every night that were so bad that I couldn't sleep. I was getting up to go to the bathroom 4 or 5 times. I was severely bloated. I had such severe constipation. I wasn't able to go to the bathroom for over a week at a time, Anytime I coughed, sneezed, even laughed too hard, I would full pee myself. I had no control over it, and I started to really feel horrible about myself as a human because I knew this wasn't normal. I'm 21 and all my friends go out, even on my own birthday. My birthday should have been something that I was looking forward to, but sadly, I wasn't able to keep up with my own friends. I wasn't able to walk and enjoy myself. Being in a long-term relationship, it really affected me since I had very painful intercourse, And I'm lucky that my boyfriend is very understanding and he's amazing. As much as he didn't care, I felt like I was not a woman. I'm gonna start getting emotional. Hold on. Okay, let's just get it out there. Being a mother was always a big important thing to me, as I didn't have a mother figure growing up in my life. So it's always been very important to me that I can have kids and that I maintain a good reproductive health. I felt like my womanhood was being stripped from me. I couldn't have intercourse. I was nervous if I could even have kids, and I thought to myself, why am I even a woman? I can't do any of these things that, to me, make me feel like a woman. I felt like I'm not going to be able to be a mother one day because of this condition, and that really, really hurt me. I was really worried that I wasn't going to be able to have kids, and I was really worried that this would be an ongoing issue. I had my gynecologist, and I saw a few different gynecologists over the years, but unfortunately, I had a hard time finding a specialist that really wanted to listen to me. They just shut me down every time. I was being gaslit, constantly being told that I was either dramatic or it was just a period, and I knew that this was not true. I was having so many tests done on me. I had blood work so many times. I had bruises all over my arms. All these tests were showing that everything was fine and there was nothing wrong. Ultrasound showed it was normal. The CT showed it was normal. The blood showed it was normal. I had a colonoscopy endoscopy done, and I was getting no answers, which just made me feel more frustrated because I knew that something was wrong. At the hospital, I had done multiple pelvic ultrasounds where I even told the ultrasound tech that, I can't even put a tampon in without crying. I don't know how you're gonna do this pelvic ultrasound. I sat there crying my eyes out while they performed this ultrasound on me. I started to almost feel hopeless that this was just gonna be my life forever. So I started researching my own symptoms, and that's when I started seeing symptoms of things like PCOS, endometriosis. And as I started reading things, I started checking off the list. And I'm like, wow, I have this symptom, I have that symptom. So I messaged my gynecologist and I told her, is there any way you could send me a list of more endometriosis specialists in this area? I saw the name Dr. Shakiba and it kind of rang a little bell to me. So I requested an appointment, and then I got my follow-up call asking about it. I listed all my symptoms and I was immediately assured that I needed to be seen right away. I already knew that this was the real deal. They were asking very detailed questions because they wanted to know. I actually cried after getting off the phone of tears of happiness because it just felt so good to finally be seen and heard for something that I was begging to be heard for 8 years. And it wasn't until I came to Dr. Shakiba's office and he did one check and knew that something was wrong. He asked me how I wanted him to go about the situation. And that's when I expressed to him that I didn't want to do the probe, and he said, okay. No questions asked. He validated and listened to what I was asking for as a patient. And he did what made me feel most comfortable. When I tell you that this man went in and felt my nerves, felt all of the walls and everything, asked me how it felt each time, it was like a one and done, maybe 2 minutes of him feeling around and saying, I think you have endometriosis. I remember as soon as he said that word, I just immediately went, thank you. I felt like all this trauma, all this medical trauma that I had been building up was just released. I thanked him because he validated my pain. He was so respectful and helpful. I felt like a weight was lifted off my shoulder. I knew I was starting a long road of recovery and a new life. There's really no other words besides relieved and happy. I left in tears of happiness. My surgery was approaching. I was just ecstatic, literally over the moon thinking about my surgery. People were like, aren't you nervous for it? And I said, no, I am not nervous. I am not nervous at all because I know that this is a new start. And it really wasn't that bad. I thought it was gonna be so much worse. I have very minimal scars. My scars actually are very small. You could see they're not even maybe like 2 centimeters. And they're healing great. I have some scar tapes on them, but they're so small. I thought they would be like this long. I thought it was gonna look like, you know, I had organs removed, and it didn't. I got out and I was like, wow, that's it? You know, you hear the term minimally invasive and you know minimal means small, but you don't realize how small it really is. I had a lot of my favorite hobbies taken away from me due to the fact that I would be in such pain while trying to do them. Just in the last 3 weeks, I was able to go fishing like I always loved to. I was able to go on a hike. I've been able to go out to eat with my friends. I've been able to go to my friend's house and actually be there for a long time without having to leave due to my pain. I would totally recommend women's pelvic surgery and Dr. Shakiba to anyone, you know, especially if you're dealing with these symptoms, because you don't need to be in pain like this. You know, there is a solution and there is a better way to live. And if you come here and, you know, you address your situation, I guarantee you will find a solution. There are better ways to live and you can live a better life. Mentally, physically, emotionally, I feel like a different person. Literally changed my life in so many ways.